Welcome to art class. Before art class, you will be lining up in the hallway right outside of the door. The line should be quiet with hands to ourselves. At the door, you'll be either greeted by Mrs. Elke or Mrs. Lambrecht. To find your seat in the art classroom, you will either be looking at the table for your name on a piece of paper, or you will be taking a look at the screen. On the screen, there should be colors with your name next to a number. You'll find the color table and the number by your name, and you'll have a seat at that number. When entering the art room, make sure that our voices are quiet so that everyone can find their seat and so we can get started on our art project right away. As we sit down on our stools, we want to make sure that all 4 feet are on the ground because these stools knock over very easily. We wouldn't want you leaning in your stool and getting hurt and falling to the floor. Another thing that we do in the art classroom at times is we use some circle time or floor time. There will be some circles on the floor that match your table colors. When your group is called, you can come and sit crisscross applesauce on your color with your hands in your lap and voices quiet. When we're finished with our floor time, your color group will be standing up and will go back to their table and have a seat on the stools again. Art supplies. We have all kinds of supplies we will be using in the art classroom. In your desks, there should be whiteboards and erasers. We like to use this for warm-up drawing or extra drawing. We want to make sure that we erase our boards very nice and well before we put them back into our desk. These are the only things that go in our desks in the art room. We also have supplies that are in other places in the art room. We will be using supplies from the supply cart quite often. Notice that there are different colors of supply caddies, one for each color table. So if you're at the red table, the red caddy goes with your table. Mrs. Elke or Mrs. Lambrecht will choose a number from each table to go and get the colors that match the table and bring them back to your group to share. There are other supplies around the room, including paper in the paper corner. There's lots of paint, markers, and colors and glues in the closet. And then we've got yarn in the corner and lots of cabinets full of art supplies as well. Here are the drying racks and messy mats that we'll be using for messier projects that we will put to dry here when we are finished. If projects are not drying on the drying racks, then they go in the basket that matches your grade. So 5th grade would go in the basket marked 5. Cleaning up. We have jobs on the front board that are to help us make sure that the room is clean so that the next class can use a nice clean classroom. Supplies will be returned back to the supply cart. Tables will be wiped, the floors can be swept and cleaned, and so on to make sure that the classroom looks great. Once the classroom is clean and we are ready to leave the room, we will stand, push our stools in, and be very quiet next to our desks. Then one of the teachers will be calling your table color to line up on the blue dots by the door. The line should be quiet, the eyes should be facing forward, our hands should be to ourselves to make sure that we are all ready to exit the art classroom and enter the hallway and not disturb the other classes that are trying to learn. Thanks for visiting the art room, creating amazing things. let's have a great year of creating.